Hi guys, this is a live recorded game. We are playing on Dry Arabia, and we're playing against a Rus opponent here. Should be kind of a tough match. Rus is quite strong, but we'll see how this goes. She's probably gonna go for like the typical pro scout into fast castle, but we'll see what happens here.
Good luck. Have fun.
There's his scout running that way. Sucks that beat us there. But that means this back corner should be free, and this corner should be free. We'll take this back one over here, I guess. Just be happy with it. Okay, I got a couple sheep at least. Not too bad. But he's probably gonna open multiple scouts here. Okay, we might be cutting off his scout right now. That's coming out of his hunting cabin, which would be pretty big. But I'm not really sure if that's what's happening right now. It is hard to tell against Rus. No, probably not, actually. I'm probably way late. So let's just clean up this side over here. I don't think he's cleaning up his side. I think he's going for our side. We'll gather on the wood now. 6 sheep isn't great, but we'll make it work. Yeah, it's looking like a better haul. There's a lot more sheep than I was expecting. Go like this, and then we'll go to this back corner like that. Okay, no sheep in our little corner over here, but we do have some back gold, which could be very nice for a stat readout play. So we'll keep that in the back of our mind that we have some safe gold for a castle play of our own.
Nice sheep. одох вэ? Хай зүгэ яах хийх хүснэ юм бэ?
Ажил хүлээж байна уу?
Анардад хоо яасан бой жаатэксо ойдан руугаа анхаар отхаарнам анхаар тархагуда варинда жаатэксо жаатэксо
So you're gonna lose both of his scouts? That's not good.
Танд юу хийх? Юу хийх вэ? Ажил хүлээж байна уу? Танд юу хийх вэ? За, би хийсэн. Ажилд билээ. Би үүнийг бариад өгсөн. Нам дугаар танд болох. Амар байна уу? Би зүтгэх байсан. Би энд байна. Би энд байна. Мартахгүй ажил хүлээж юу хийх вэ? Амар байна уу? Бэлт авсан. Би бэлэн байна. Би авсан. Ажил бэлэн. Идүүгээ барьж байна. Би үүнийг бариад өгсөн. Танд юу хийх вэ? Юу хийх вэ? Би зүтгэх байсан. Нам дугаар ярьдаг ёсоор болсон. Цугаар онордог хүн.
Okay, so he went for the all-in on that thing, which is okay. Not the best for him, but it will be... I mean, it'll get him some value. And then we're gonna go up to here.
Ярьдаг ирлүгэ. Анхаа. Ядах юмгүй хөдөл. Би энд байна. Би яарчилсан. Манай ярьдаг буулгадугаа. Намсо би зүтгэх байсан. Юм болохын ярьдгийг дагаж байна. Буу гайшхан. Ёсоор болгосон. Ярьдгаар болсон. Ярьдгийг дагаж хөтлөж байна уу? Жаатиксу. Анда харуултугаа. Жаатиксу. Анда харуултугаа. Аттугаа удаа. Сонирхолтой.
амар байна уу? Би тэгээд байсан.
Жаргал болох гэж байна. Санарт жаргал ирлүгэ. Анх буу гоншин. Цугаар санарт.
Орхуда
Манай жаргал буудагдгаа. Хөдөл. Буу гоншин. Жаргал ирлүгэ. Анха хөдөл. Хоёрт баста. Бид хөдлөж байна. Цугаар
юу хийх вэ?
гişүү тэнгэж байна юм. Юм болох нь үү те? Жаргал ирлүгэ. Анха. Манай жаргал.
I went for a very greedy 2TC.
Цугаар сонорт тун. Ажил хүлээж байна. Би үнийг бариад өгсөн. Намдуга жаргал бод жаргал ирлүгэ.
Гэмээгүй. Хардаг болгоно.
He's got 5 spearmen, so we're kind of past the point where we could actually have done something to like harm him in this like in a raid here. So we just have to be careful about how much we commit here.
Юм болох нь үү те? Баста бид хөдлөж байна. Манай жаргал буудагдгаа.
See what he does with his villagers here. He's gonna go move them out to this deer over here, I think, or there's berries. Yeah, berries. Okay.
Жаргал хүлээнэ. Юу хийх вэ? Жаргал ирлүгэ. Анха. Ядах юмгүй хөдөл.
Again.
Цугаар сонорт тун. Манай жаргал буудагдгаа. Баста бид хөдлөж байна. Буу гоншин. Би юм болох нь үү те? Цугаар сонорт тун. Жаргалыг дагаж байна.
Okay, his army's really far. Okay. That was a bit tough for him for opening 2 scouts, only get it. Thank you. You are really good yourself. Good luck. Next. Nice, that was kind of cool. But yeah, I mean, 2TC is definitely off meta for Roos. I mean, Roos has a great two town center play because of Golden Gate, and their wood eco. Oh, excuse me, and their wood eco. But at the same time, yeah, it's just really hard just in like the current meta. I'd almost say is like the 2TC meta was more like 3-4 seasons ago, so now it's kind of died off. I mean, definitely Civs can still pull it off, and I do think like Roos is probably one of the Civs can pull it off, but it's very hard, especially when your TC is out like this. Maybe like a back TC here and like a wall here just to protect himself, but even then, like I would have towered over here, I would have harassed him, but the big thing is when he pulled his big army over here and moved away, we got that little bit of a second raid just now, which was where's it at? Villager count. Yeah, so we've been just picking away at him a little bit here and there. Not the best of military trades, but we haven't taken a big loss, and he hasn't taken a huge loss either. Earlier on, we probably should have committed to it a little bit sooner there. Economy count. We were catching up. Our raids were keeping us in this game because we hadn't really committed to trade yet. Where's my market at? 9 traders. So what timing are we at? 15 minutes. 9 traders is not a big investment in eco. So we were definitely really heavily invested into our military here. And like you said, we were able to, or like I was saying, we were able to like hit him and pull it. When we pulled his army away the first time, we came in with another raid, picked a couple more villagers, and then he kind of had to pick an army to go after, which he kind of did. And you can also see that he invested super heavily into archers, right? So and that's because we went Mangada, right? He didn't really have much of a choice there. Archers aren't like a bad thing for Roos or in feudal in general. It's just the counterplay against the knights of even Kashyyyks, which are kind of like weak knights, is really hard. And just like the like the fact that he's chopped up, like he's gonna have to drop really heavy on wood means his infrastructure's production is gonna kind of suffer. He's got 3 ranges and a racks, and we've got 5 stables and a range. So basically we would force him to like go really heavy into archers, which he did, and he kind of overreacted. Losing his 2 scouts is really bad for him too. Like him doing some fancy micro and sending his sheep off there was like a really telltale sign for us, a big give that he was sending his next scout. And we got just kind of lucky on the timing that our Khan was there and like 2 more, so we were able to pick that up there in time. So, and he didn't get a great sheep haul, which is what he was saying, but we didn't really get a great sheep haul either. I know we picked up like 2 or 3 more back here. Maybe we had like around 10 or 12 sheep. There was definitely a couple more on the map. We picked up like another one riding around over there, but he might have gotten a little bit tilted by that. And yeah, 2TC is quite difficult to pull off. This is a very risky 2TC. Like you can see, it's kind of crazy how like just small little details can be a big difference. But I think this lumber camp was tight up against the wood line. Or I don't think it was tight up against the wood line. I think the TC could have moved over a little bit. Maybe it couldn't have. Or is that tree line there? That is all tree line there. So his TC was as far as over as it could be to get on these deers, but like there was this little corner, right, that I could sneak in. I even checked to like the ranges, and I could build this tower there. That tower cost a lot of villagers, a lot of stuff, and that's even because I moved my army. If I had, I could have just left my army and probably denied that even better. But yeah, all of a sudden he like had to commit to that, and he committed to that with a bunch of villagers, and yeah, he was losing a bunch of villagers, and that's and he went upgraded on his villagers. That's a good very good call on him to get the textiles, because that's a lot of extra HP. So yeah, it's just very difficult situation with a 2TC play against Mongols, because behind this we are trading, and we actually have a really good trade. 69, besides being the sacred number, is like fucking it's a good trade route. Anything above 50 is breaking better than a villager, so it's like a villager and a half almost in terms of gold income we were getting, which is quite good. And you can see now we're in a spot where we could just go up to castle here, and he's just like dead. And he or if we go up to castle, he might push us out. But we're in a pretty good spot to go up to castle, because he doesn't have a bunch of barracks out. He's only got 3 ranges, and so the majority of his army is archers. So if he pushes against us, yeah, we might suffer a little bit on our age up, but we're also 5 stables deep, right? So we'd be probably in a pretty good spot. These villagers would go onto these berry bushes. These villagers probably drop a couple of towers and get onto these deer. And I never found the last oh, I did find it, I guess. I think I had this scouted, but it was way down here to the south. So unfortunate board placement for him. But this is even a more unfortunate board placement, I want to say, for me. Like, I'm fairly close to it, but this is definitely feels like midpoint contestable spot on the map. So I guess, like, in between our bases, a true from here to where what's supposed to be my original spawn, which is like over here. I don't know. I guess my boar is closer, but it's definitely a contestable boar here. This is definitely a contestable boar. This is not a contestable boar for me. It is because I got map control, but otherwise it's not a contestable boar. So kind of funky spawns there. He did have a pretty nice deer spawn here. I mean, we have a really nice deer spawn here, and somehow I missed that one, but that's okay. This is a really nice deer spawn for us. So we both had decent spawns. I got these both really safe back golds too. I guess he's got these two in a mirror kind of a way. So I think maybe it could come down to the TC placement, but even then it's really hard. Getting this tower sneaked in there was really big. Maybe he repositions and gets stuff back here instead of committing to a burn down. It's kind of tough to say. I'm not super great at defensive play, so I'm not really sure what could have been the best answer there. But I do think he might have needed to rotate, just avoid that tower. And pulling villagers can be worth it, but I think pulling LA villagers as early as he did might have been a bad move, just in terms of like how many villagers he lost early on. So cool. Alrighty, well, that'll be it for this video. A little bit of a shorter one. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.